All right, so our first light is this light here behind this flag. This is I think it's a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch diffusion, some kind of lighter diffusion to kind of diffuse, again, these shadows here. This is a D2 bare bulb behind there, and it's just shining through these windows, giving us this light here and our shadows on the floor and on the wall. Our second light that I put up is actually this D2 here. We have this big video ultra bounce right here, and I decided to just bounce it off of there to have this nice soft fill light rather than putting up a V-flat. I did add some more V-flats because I had a light here. This is another D2 bouncing through a V-flat, just adding some more fill light on this wall, just filling up the front of this room here. I don't think this was too necessary because of our crop, but the lighting looks fine with it in there, so I just left it. The next light we have for fill is this light right here. This is another V-flat or D2 bouncing into a V-flat. This thing lights up more so the corner over here and this side of the bathroom, camera left side. And so that's what that's doing. It's just coming through this little break in the wall right here. Then I have this other light here. This is a D2 with a 10-degree grid. I had this originally because we had some items underneath the counter here, which we might still open up these doors and shoot some items there, but I had this thing lighting up those, but it actually ended up looking pretty nice, adding a little bit of like kind of a ball of light around here. So I have that one just around here lighting up the front of this cabinet. And then I have this light up here. It's a D2 in a large softbox. It's maybe a 4.5 feet by 3.5 foot softbox, and this is just lighting up the front, kind of the opposite side of the room. And then we have these practical lamps here, these hanging pendants, and these are offering a little bit of light here next to the mirrors. And then of course we have these mirrors, which really make things difficult in a small environment like this. I'm gonna have to add some V-flats. You can see one right here behind the camera. And I'm gonna have to add a V-flat probably over here on the other side of this shelf dresser thing, just to reflect off and just show some nice soft white gradients. So we'll work on that later on in the day. All right, here's an update for the mirror reflections. So behind the camera, because this is showing in that mirror right here, you have this V-flat. I've added a taller portion because you needed a taller portion to fill up the whole mirror. So I have this, and I have a light shining onto it, bouncing to light up the white gradient. And then for the camera right mirror, I have just a small V-flat peeking through this edge of the wall. And then I have this light bouncing off the wall. It doesn't look super ideal for a gradient, but there's really no other place in this small space to put this light. If I scoot it over any further, it comes in front of the camera. So I have to have it as close to the wall as possible, which gives me a weird gradient, but I think they're just gonna cut it out in Photoshop anyway. So this gives them a good enough piece to work with for this light. All right, and that is our lighting setup. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments field. I'll do my best to answer them, and thanks everyone for watching.